Welcome, everyone. Today we're exploring one of those markets that, well, literally builds our world, often working away just out of sight. Some of the really significant economic activity, the kind that shapes skylines, paves roads, connects whole cities, it happens in industries most of us barely even register. So today we're pulling back the curtain a bit. We're looking at the global crawler concrete pumps market. And the sources we have for this deep dive give us a fantastic view, past performance, future projections. It's a great shortcut to understanding this really foundational industry.
That's absolutely right. And our mission here really is to get a handle on the sheer scale of this market. We want to understand its growth projections and, crucially, figure out which regions are really driving that expansion. It's quite a unique opportunity, I think, to get some quick, solid knowledge on a segment that underpins so much global infrastructure work.
Okay, so let's get straight to it. The top line numbers are pretty fascinating. The global market for these crawler concrete pumps, it's projected to basically double. We're talking about growth from around $2.93 billion back in 2021 to an impressive $5.95 billion by 2033. That works out to a steady compound annual growth rate, or CAGR, of just over 6%, 6.08% to be exact. So what does all this growth actually tell us? Where's the world heading? Let's break it down.
Okay, well, first off, maybe just a quick word on what these things are. Crawler concrete pumps. They're powerful machines.
Stretch machines, yeah.
They're designed to pump huge amounts of concrete efficiently, often to tricky spots on a construction site, high up, far out. And the crawler part, the tracks, means they can handle rough, uneven ground, indispensable for big, complex projects.
Right, so not just your average cement mixer.
Definitely not. And when we look at the market growth overall, it maps directly onto, well, a really fundamental driver. Construction activity is just increasing globally. There's this ongoing, strong demand for efficient ways to pump concrete. Think infrastructure, commercial buildings, even residential stuff worldwide.
That makes total sense. I mean, these aren't just for pouring a simple house foundation. They're the workhorses behind massive bridges, maybe, or wind turbines, even a complex city development.
Exactly. It's tangible progress.
So, okay, this global expansion, how does it look when you break it down regionally? Where's the real action happening? Where's the biggest potential? Let's kick off with North America. The market there looks set for some serious expansion. We're seeing it climb from about $858 million in 2021 to over $1.6 billion by 2033. That's holding a steady annual growth rate of 5.66%.
Right. And within North America, the U.S. is, well, it's clearly the leader. Its market started around $683 million in 21 and is projected to hit almost $1.3 billion by 2033. You see that consistent growth reflecting, major infrastructure spending, urban redevelopment, a strong commercial building sector. It's pretty widespread.
Okay. And Canada's looking solid, too, set to more than double. From $113 million up to $227 million, that's a CAGR just over 6%. And Mexico isn't far behind either. Strong growth projected there, too, a 5.83% CAGR, reaching $123 million by 2033.
Is there anything unique about the drivers in Canada and Mexico compared to the U.S.? Or is it all just general construction?
Well, it's interesting. The U.S. has that broad range of big projects, right?
Yeah.
But in Canada, the demand is often linked more specifically to things like resource extraction, northern infrastructure, places where these heavy-duty track pumps are really essential for tough environments.
Okay.
And Mexico, you see a lot of growth driven by its expanding manufacturing base, logistics infrastructure, needing new facilities, new transport links. Got it. That adds some good context to the numbers. Okay, let's pivot. Across the Atlantic now to Europe, this region is also looking at significant expansion. The forecast is for growth at a CAGR of 5.89%. That takes it from $635 million in 2021 up to $1.24 billion by 2033.
And Germany really stands out in Europe, a very robust CAGR there, 6.29%. It's expected to more than double its market size from $122 million to over $251 million. That strong performance reflects, ongoing industrial and commercial building, but also quite a bit of investment in modernizing existing infrastructure.
Okay, Germany leading the charge. The UK and France are showing strong growth too, CAGRs around 6.1% and 5.2% respectively. But this is interesting. The rest of Europe category actually shows the highest regional CAGR, 6.74%, is projected to reach nearly $261 million by 2033. What could that surge in the rest of Europe tell us? Is it just catching up or something else?
That's a great point. It's probably not just a statistical quirk. What it often signifies is things like targeted EU funding, cohesion funds flowing into developing regions within Europe, or maybe a big push on green infrastructure, think wind farms, sustainable urban projects where efficient concrete delivery is key.
Right, getting concrete to remote or complex sites.
Exactly. So it points towards maybe a broader, more concerted effort to modernize and expand right across the continent, not just in the traditional economic centers.
Fascinating. Okay, now let's turn the spotlight to Asia Pacific. This really looks like the powerhouse region for these pumps. It's a key growth area, highest overall regional CA at 6.73%. It's expanding from just over $1 billion, 1.05 billions in 2021, to a massive 2.25 billion by 2033.
Wow.
Yeah, more than doubling in just over a decade.
And that huge growth, it's largely, as you might expect, driven by China and India. China's climbing fast, a CAGR of 7.13%. Their market's expected to go from $410 million to over $912 million. But India actually shows the highest specific country CAGR globally in our data, an incredible 7.22%. It's set to nearly double its market size, reaching almost $435 million.
That's remarkable growth.
It really is. This region isn't just building fast, they're often leading on mega projects, really pushing what these pumps can do, height, volume, efficiency.
And we should also mention Japan and South Korea. They're showing healthy growth too. CGRs around 6.2% and 5.4%. Plus, Southeast Asia, Taiwan. They're forecasted to follow similar upward paths, CAGRs near 6%. So this immense concentrated growth in Asia Pacific, what are the broader implications for global construction trends, maybe even the supply chain for these machines themselves?
Well, that rapid expansion puts enormous pressure on a few fronts. Obviously, global raw material supply chains for construction generally, but also on the manufacturers of the pumps themselves. Can they keep up? And it raises big questions about skills labor, too. You need trained operators for these complex machines.
That's a good point.
So these regions, because they're growing so fast, they're often demanding the most innovation in pump efficiency, durability. It really does reshape the whole global picture for construction and machinery.
Right. Okay, let's quickly touch on the other regions. South America. The market there is predicted to grow pretty significantly too, from about $170 million to over $422 million by 2033. That's a strong CAGR of 6.27%, and Brazil seems to be leading the way there at about 6.4%.
hmm Then you have the Middle East. Growth there is more moderate. The CAGR is 4.55%, which actually is the lowest overall regional rate in our sources. It's increasing from about $133 million in 21 to $241 million by 2033. Saudi Arabia, the UAE, they show consistent rises, but it suggests maybe steady development focused on specific large national projects rather than that kind of broad, rapid urbanization we see elsewhere.
Okay, steady but not explosive. And finally, Africa. Africa's market looks like it's expanding steadily, a CAGR of just over 5%, moving from around $80 million up to nearly $150 million by 2033, with South Africa and Nigeria leading that.
So if we pull all that together, what's really striking is just how clearly this market, crawler concrete pumps,
Yeah.
is seeing robust growth almost everywhere, globally.
Yeah.
Yes, Asia Pacific and Europe show maybe the most significant expansion potential driven
Right.
by those high CAGRs.
Right, yeah.
But really, every continent is seeing this fundamental building activity. And it just reinforces those core reasons we talked about, that relentless demand for efficient concrete pumping driven by more and more construction, infrastructure, commercial, residential.
All of it.
All of it. And what this widespread, continuous building really tells us is that global development isn't just some abstract concept, it's tangible. It's happening right now on a scale we probably rarely appreciate.
And what it tells you, our listener, is that digging into these seemingly niche markets, like crawler concrete pumps, can offer really surprising insights into much broader economic trends, into global development patterns. It's like a physical, tangible reflection of where the world is literally being built, pore by pore. So as we've seen, looking at this kind of specific industry data can reveal the sheer scale of human activity, of progress. Maybe the next time you see a new building going up or a road being laid, think about how many specialized, powerful machines like these crawler pumps are working away behind the scenes to make it happen. It makes you wonder, what other invisible industries are shaping our future in ways that are just as profound but maybe just as overlooked? Thank you for joining us for this deep dive today. We hope you'll continue exploring the fascinating layers of our world with us.